Welcome to Toffee TV. It is my 3 talking points from Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Everton 1 at the Amex today. The Toffees, a good point. I still am a bit gutted the fact we conceded the equaliser in injury time. It is one of them. If you'd have offered me a point at 3 o'clock, I'd have been made up with it. I think Brighton are an excellent side and have been on a good run. And it's difficult to beat. I hadn't lost a home since August in the Premier League. So it was always going to be a tough one that way. But we haven't won in 2024. It's 9 games without a win. It's the longest run in 30 years. The longest winless run in 30 years. Which doesn't make great reading for the management team or this set of players. That is poor. I'll be honest, I don't think any Premier League side should go 9 games without a win. But we are where we are. But because they've scored so late, like I said on my Mathew reaction, I can't sit here and make a massive case saying Everton deserved to win and Brighton got lucky and all that because Brighton were far the better side. Everton made a better game of it in the second half. The first half was... The first opening 20, like I said, my Mathew reaction was unacceptable for me. To be... It was just attack-free defence. And our passing was awful. The manager looked a little bit annoyed as well at times with our final ball. We have to be better than that. We have to be better than that. And let's get on to that. Let's start with our style of play, which is the first thing. Listen, Brighton are a really good side. The Man City light, aren't they? They use the ball really well. Knock it round. The movement is second to none. They've got good players. They're not all amazing footballers, but they are coached absolutely brilliantly. And they know how to create space and how to get clever movement in and around the final third. All opposite to what we do. We are so basic at times. And listen, we need points. We need points. And that's true. But I think, and listen, there's nothing wrong with being basic and direct if that's your skill set, and that's what Sean Dyche has built his teams on, being defensively sound structurally, and rely on set pieces and occasional breakaways and counter-attack football, and that's okay. But I think we have to be better. I think we've got better players than what our style of play allows. And I think when you are giving the ball up so much, certainly like we were today, when you get, and this isn't actually always on the manager or the coaches, but they do have to get some coaching patterns into this team. I keep saying it. It's more relevant really at Goodison when we're on the front foot, and that was shown up like a sore thumb on Monday against Crystal Palace, how poor we are in the attacking third. But when you are playing against a good side like Brighton, it highlights how poor you are with the ball. And again, like I say, I think it's down to a belief from the players and a belief from the management team whether you can do it. But even if you want to be basic, we got wide a couple of times in the first half. Mikalenko, great overlap, put a ball in. He just overhit it. McNeil put a good ball in, which Brighton just managed to clear. We have to do that and keep doing it. Jack Harrison on the other side got himself 3 or 4 times into an area to cross it with his right foot and then come back in on his left side. Now that's okay every now and again, but we know that he can stand it up with his right foot. So there has to be more of that. There's an issue on the right because Ben Godfrey, and he had a decent game he had a good game defensively. It's going the other way with Ben that you don't get anything out of it really. He has to be able to overlap. He has to be able to run beyond Harrison, which gives him that little bit of space. And that's where we see it. But the patterns of play have got to improve both home and away when we're playing. Structurally and defensively, I think the manager has done a brilliant job that way. And the away results will tell you that in the year that he's been here. We have been strong away from home. But it annoyed me today that that you're not... I remember the game at Goodison, we did this as well. We give up so much possession to them. And when we got it, we were useless with the ball. And we were like that today. Second half, it did improve in the counter-attack. The passing has got to be so much better than what it is. Sorry, the bell's just gone on the dog. going off its head. It's got to be so much better than what it is. But we've got a point. Is that a point more than I thought we'd have? Don't know. I said the other day after the Palace game, I weirdly felt more confident about this game than Crystal Palace at home, because I know that we go away and we're structurally very good away from home. But we've got to be coached to use the ball better than we do, and that can only come down to the management. But also the players have got to be braver as well. It's not all on Sean Dyche or Ian Wone or Steve Stone. It's on the players as well. Be braver. Yeah, you can tell it's bugging me because I've spent far too long on that point. The second thing I want to talk about is Jarrad Branthwaite, who I thought was magnificent today. A given man of the match. I thought he dealt with Evan Ferguson, who I think is going to be a top player and is a handful. You can tell he's a little bit short of confidence at the moment because he hasn't scored. That's what happens with strikers. We're seeing it at the other end with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, of course. But I thought Branthwaite handled himself brilliantly today. Always calm and collected. A couple of really good recovery tackles. And comes up with an absolute worldie of a goal into the top corner. Brilliant strike. You look at him, right foot, left foot. He's under pressure. He gets himself out of it because he is two-footed. And again, the assurance. There was one in the second half on a dringer in the box, and he makes a challenge and he has to get it right. Otherwise, it's a penalty, and he times it to perfection. And he's just so classy that you can understand why there's a buzz about him now. Hopefully, Everton get out of this mess we're in the Premier League this season, and we can keep him for another year. Love to see him develop again at Goodison Park. There is a lot of noise about him. I'd be devastated if he went this. I'd be gutted if he went this summer, because I think he really should do another year for Everton, and I'd love to see that development because he's such a classy player to watch. I played up front. I'm more excited by wingers and strikers than I am about defenders and particularly centre backs. But I just think he's brilliant to watch. He really is. The calmness of the kid, and that's Everton's scouting team and recruitment team. It's on you now to go and find another one like him, and I guess there's such a buzz about him because there isn't many centre backs who are 6'5", quick, can play with both feet and are calm under pressure. But he's ours at the minute, and he scored a brilliant goal today, and he's a joy to watch at the moment. And in a season that has been horrible, I think the football we've played at times has been a bit crap. I think the pressure of the Premier League, the deduction, which is nonsense, the other stuff with the takeover and where we are, I think it's added all snowball to be such a horrible season. But he has been one of the bright spots, and he's been superb. And I hope as a club we're strong enough to say no, he remains here. He signed a new contract not that long ago, so let's keep him for another season and watch him develop and enjoy him because he's absolutely brilliant. The final point I'm going to make today, I should have really finished with Branthwaite because he's a positive, because this one is a little bit of a negative point, only from the standpoint from the manager not playing Amadou Onana. Now listen, Idrissa Gana Gueye may well be out for a bit now. He's gone off with what looked like a groin injury, so therefore he may well be missing for a couple of weeks. Hopefully not. Hopefully he just felt it and he's got off before it gets any worse. But you wonder if he was feeling that first half and he tried it again because it came so quickly after half time. But Onana has to play. He has to play. I don't understand the manager's thinking in not having him in there today. I mean, when he come on, he would have got my man of the match. Only Branthwaite was brilliant and scored a cracker. The goal tipped it over because when Onana come on, we just looked like we had a bit more control. His passing, he takes the ball forward. He's a threat off set pieces, and some of his tackling on the edge of the box was sublime. But I just don't understand why the manager leaves him out. I really don't. He left him out on Monday against Palace, and it was the wrong decision. He came off the bench. We got a grip of the game. He equalised. And again, today he come off and we got a bit more of a grip. He made it a bit more difficult for them in midfield, particularly in the first half where they were just waltzing through our midfield. There was a huge hole, and that's where he sits and surveys, and he gets on the ball and he makes us pass the ball, and we didn't have that. And I just don't think the manager can afford to leave him out. Now, like I've just said, he may have no choice now because Idrissa may well be out for a couple of weeks. Fingers crossed he isn't, to reiterate that as well. But I just think the manager has to play him. And if it's leaving James Garner out, then so be it. It's the way that you're there to make those tough decisions. And Amadou Onana makes Everton a better side. And he is one I think will leave in the summer. I think he may well leave after the Euros. Hopefully he has a brilliant Euros then if that's going to be the case. And we can bump his price up a bit more. And I think you'll see when he goes to a better side than us just how good a player he is. And I think we need him right now. We need someone who's calm in the middle of the pitch. We've got 12 games left. We need, what are we on, 21 points. We probably need 5 wins out of those 12. A win today would have cut it down to 4-ish. And Onana's going to be absolutely instrumental in them, in my opinion. So get him back in the side, Sean, and make a tough decision on the other two, whether it's Idrissa or whether it's James Garner. That's what you paid for. And do it. I just think we're a better team with Amadou Onana in it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below about any of those 3 points. Listen, we didn't lose. I keep telling myself that. We've got an extra point on the board. You know, we've got a home game against West Ham to come. It'll be tough. Moyes coming back to Goodison and all that. But we have got to start winning home games and let's be positive. And who knows? But I mean, I'll say this with a huge bag of salt. This time next week, we may well know what the outcome of the appeal is. We might even have a decision on the takeover. Listen, if you're Premier League, if you're not passing 777, put it out there that you've rejected them for now. But bring an end to this. If you're passing them, then pass them. Let's just all get on with it. We might know more. I would hope we know a lot more by next Saturday. And let's hope this time next Saturday, Everton have won the game against West Ham at Goodison and we can all feel better about ourselves, because it is at the moment the longest run for 30 years, longest winless run for 30 years, which is incredible. No wins in 9 games. I struggle to accept that. And I think it's the longest run without a goal in, or I think 1 goal in 9, is it? From open play, or in 10 now from open play, which is the worst run in 23 years. So we've got to put these things to bed very, very quickly. Let's hope we do it with a home win against West Ham next week. Right, check out the Alan Stubbs interview I did. It's absolutely brilliant. Stubbs is brilliant. That's on More Than a Game. Go and check that out. Thank you. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And have a really good rest of your weekend. Thanks for taking the time to watch. See you later.